the meantime, the Arewa Consultative Forum is calling on President Bola Tinubu as well as members of the Economic Community of West African states to reopen the Nigerian and Nigerian borders to allow economic activities to resume fully. The SAF, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary, Professor Tukur Muhammad Baba, says the continued closure of the borders have affected many small-scale businesses in both countries, including food supply, medicine, petrol, electricity, and others. The statement said that since July of 2023, Nigeria and other ECOWAS countries have maintained economic sanctions along with a threat of military intervention to pressurize the military regime in Niger into restoring the erstwhile civilian government of Mohamed Bazoum. But while the ACF says it condemns any change of government through non-constitutional means, nonetheless, it feels that the current sanctions are affecting northerners more here in Nigeria. Now joining me now is the Secretary General of the Arewa Consultative Forum, Murtala Aliyu. Good to see you and thanks for your time. Quite a number of issues happening, but again, let's talk about first what this truly means for Nigeria and specifically the region. You've released a statement as well as the senator in Borno who's also spoken on this. How is the conversation going between the leaders of northern Nigeria and perhaps the president and leaders in Niger?
Well, I think first of all, when the change of government took place in Niger and ECOWAS threatened to intervene militarily, I think we were the first to cry out and say no, that would be counterproductive. Thank God the military action was not taken, because it would have been fatal, it would have been prolonged, and it would have damaged our long existing relationship. And with that, we keep maintaining our position on the fact that sanctions like that actually don't have effect on the leaders or the people that committed or started the problem, the military. It affects the people of Niger. And not only people of Niger, the border community. Nigeria shares a very long border of over 1,500 kilometers. And about 7 states all have borders with Niger. And some of those states or some of the communities in the border have families on both sides of the fence. So this is one of the challenge we have. I'll tell you the truth. There is trade going on between Nigeria and Niger now. Just that it's not official. They smuggle things in and out and so on. But the border commission is really paying for it. The border commission is suffering. And quite a number of businesses, small and medium scale businesses, are winding up on both sides of the divide. So I think that in trying to sanction Niger, to sanction the leadership and make them realize the implication of what they do, we shouldn't punish the innocent souls.
A case of cutting your nose to spite your face, that is because listening to you now, if you say most Nigerians rather, have families on both sides in Nigeria and Niger.
Yes.
And it tells a story of, families being cut out away from business, which you're also highlighting. But the leadership of the other side, Niger, is it reachable? Has anyone from the ACF reached out to some other leaders? It might be political or religious leaders in Niger.
You see, there are efforts that have taken place. Some religious leaders went from this side to Nigerian government. Some individuals also did that. And then we also sent a high-power delegation as a country. We sent the Sultan of Sokoto and the former head of state, General Absalam Abubakar. And there was also, I believe, some other under the carpet negotiation at the diplomatic level. I think that is adequate in that respect. And putting the challenge on, or rather putting the whole issue on releasing Bazoum and all that, I hope it's just part of negotiation. I think there are things that are more fundamental than releasing Bazoum. Stories of all those that met him said he's safe, he's not uncomfortable. People just under house arrest. Yeah. He's not in the prison, he's in the house. So I think that we should continue discussion. And I'm not saying that the Nigerian authority have done well either. I think they have been a bit stubborn. My own thinking is that at the diplomatic level, we should actually do a lot more to make them also understand the implication of their stubbornness on their own people. I think the negotiation has gotten to a level where all the government of Nigeria or the ECOWAS is asking is, give us a date when you can hand over government. I think they should give a date. Another implication that we're reading as Nigeria is that other countries are tired. Benin Republic is already reaching out to say they will open their border.
Sorry to cut you yet. Speaking of which, talking about countries getting tired, recall just only recently Angola left OPEC, saying it hasn't actually gotten any kind of gain from OPEC. So is it, and now you're talking about other countries saying that they're tired. If this is not resolved, do you think that this just might ultimately, at the end of the day, weaken the regional bloc? It
will weaken the regional bloc, and it will also expose our weakness as a nation. Because Togo is already talking, they intend to open their border. Republic of Benin has realized that without the goods moving through their ports to Niger, the economy is going down. They are going to open their borders, or they're at least discussing with the leadership bilaterally. I think that Nigeria should look at it beyond just the ECOWAS. Yes, our responsibility as having the leadership of the ECOWAS today, apart from the natural leadership of the ECOWAS, that our president is the chairman of the ECOWAS, gives us some responsibility beyond just being the big brother.
Are you also planning to meet the president after the holidays, talking about your group, to meet the president and speak more on these?
Yes, when we meet the president, there will be a lot more to discuss with, but certainly this will be one of the issues. Because in the interest of both countries, I think we should reconsider the stand. I'll give you an example. I was a minister in the Ministry of Power, and I know that our relationship with Niger in terms of power supply was bilateral. It's not a multilateral thing. It's not an ECOWAS issue. And we still abided by the ECOWAS protocol or ECOWAS decision to cut the power. And I think that is going outside the scope of our relationship with them. So,
all right, I'm hoping, we're looking forward to that meeting, that conversation with the president. But before I let you go, I know that one other key concern for the ACF is about security. And I'm quite sure that you've had the very unfortunate news in Plateau State. On the surface, because there's no official release yet, because that just happened from the ACF. Speaking as Murtala Aliyu, what would you want to say on that very unfortunate incident?
I think up to this moment, the approach to resolving the security issues, I think is wrong. Beyond the kinetic dimension, I think we should look at the issues. These communities live together. They still live together. I'm sure we'll be able to know who and who are causing the problem, who and who are taking what actions and so on. So my own thinking is that governments must change their approach. In some parts of the country, they are achieving a little. There are some little achievements, But I think that in the case of Plateau, we need to sit down, and the state government will have a lot of role to play in the resolution. If you want to resolve a problem, you don't become part of the problem. Previous Plateau state governments have been involved or have been seen as part of the problem. I want to hope that the current governor will look at things differently. During the last regime, when Lalong was the governor, there was some relative peace, apart from the sports issues we have. But it seems to be coming back. So let's find out exactly what is happening, and let's use the communities themselves to resolve this matter.
So the communities can actually help in nipping this.
The communities are the ones suffering. The communities are the ones to resolve the matter. That's the truth.
Murtala Aliyu, a delight having you on Newsnight.
Thank you very much.